Okay then, let's start this little thing we have here. Unfortunately, I can't really talk that loud, and I can't really go into my little animated frantic that I usually do with my reviews. Mostly because I realize that the walls here are really, really, really thin, so anybody, anywhere in this building can hear me if I start screaming out words. So far, I haven't gotten crazy yet. I don't want to kill people yet, so I think that's a good thing. I just kind of stared at the ceiling for about 2 hours in the dark, thinking about Amy Mann songs. Not listening to Amy Mann songs for some reason, but thinking about them. So, we're gonna see. I'll probably become progressively more insane as we go on, because this room that I'm in right now, the room that I'll be sleeping in, the room that I'll be staying in for the next 10 months is really, really small. Much smaller than it was in the photos, and definitely much smaller than any place that I've slept in. And like, my room used to be really small, but this room is just I'll do the generic YouTuber house tour, room tour thingy. I'm not really sure how you even do it with this kind of camera. Did I do something? No, I didn't do anything wrong. So this is the bathroom. Very small indeed, but the real problem really is that the shower rack is right in front of the towel rack, which is just terrible designing for anybody in any way, shape, or form. And there is no toilet tissue rack, so it's just gonna get wet. So I'll have to put it outside every time I try to take a goddamn dump. Oh fuck, that's how small this place is. And this is where I put my vitamin tablets, because I am unhealthy as all hell. Here are my books, because I am a depressed person, and when you're depressed, books are the best medicine. And just like a depressed person, I read Bukowski books, Sylvia Plath books, music biographies, on the road, books about concentration camps and the goddamn the Second World War, and of course another music biography that got me through life. Also another person who probably has some personal problems, and those are just random things that I'll probably need when I'm studying. Here are some, again, just some stuff that, from what I've heard, makes me healthy. I'm not really sure if there's any truth to it. Here's a goddamn hair dryer. Here are, my god, where's the goddamn handle? Oh, fuck. Well, okay, that's not... I didn't know that. I didn't really know that was how it worked. Towels, clothes, which is just kind of obvious. A mini fridge, which so far just has water in it, because, you know, hydration is important. And here's my bed. Kind of narrow, but definitely long. And here are my only friends for the next 10 months, which is just something that I'll just need to accept. And we come right back. And unfortunately, that's everything. That's literally everything in this room. There's nothing much to it. The lighting is terrible, so most of the time this is just going to be the way I'm going to look. And just so you know, I'm probably not going to film anything outside of this room, mostly because I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to take the camera to the place that I'm studying in, because it's just kind of a really strict place, and I'm not the type of person who goes outside and starts vlogging his life wherever I fucking go. That's just, to me, that's kind of egotistical, and I don't really understand why other big YouTubers do it. But yeah, I'll have to say this though. While coming here, we passed this company building, and the company's called, and I'm not kidding, it's called, I think it's just the initial. There's only the initials there. I'm pretty sure we don't need to read the whole thing, but the initials are FAG. Yes, that is the thing. I wanted to take a picture of it, but unfortunately we passed it just a bit too fast, because we were on the highway, and for some reason it was in the middle of the highway, and yes, the company was called FAG. That's all you need to know. I'm kind of tired here. I'll progressively become probably just a bit more animated. I'm very uncomfortable here. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm gonna... I feel like I'm stuck and I don't know what I'm doing. You probably can't even hear the things I'm saying right now. I'm not really sure if this camera is even that good. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I die within the next 5 weeks. Who knows what would happen. Bye. Okay, I came back a bit early from cram school today, exactly at least 5 hours early. I just threw up everything I ate from Taco Bell, and it's not because I didn't like Taco Bell, it was mostly because for other reasons I'm going to get into right now. And as far as Taco Bell goes, and it's my first time eating anything from Taco Bell. Like, that's how irrelevant my hometown is. We don't even have a Taco Bell. As far as Taco Bell goes, I feel like this might be a start of an extremely beautiful, heart-pounding, health-damaging friendship, because I like anything with tortillas as long as it doesn't have mayonnaise, because mayonnaise is for boring people. It's for fuckheads. Mayonnaise is overrated as shit. Nobody should eat it. I don't even know why people put it in sandwiches or, you know, in anything, really. As long as it doesn't have mayonnaise, I'll eat it. I don't even want to talk about Taco Bell right now. What do I even want to talk about? So what happened to me that got me to the point of throwing up? Well, today was technically the second day of cram school because I got here, and just so you know, I don't feel like I specified this enough. I'm in Gangnam. And yes, it's the same Gangnam as in Gangnam Style, and please don't put any of that in the comment section because that is such an irrelevant song. It's gonna be one of those like weird historical moments in pop culture that it just kind of came and went. Nobody's gonna care about it afterwards, but still, please don't make any Gangnam Style jokes, please. Please. I've suffered from it enough. Every time I went anywhere after that song came out, everybody was doing it. I went to Italy in 2014, early 2015, and people were still talking about Gangnam Style every time I told them that I was Korean. It was fucking insane. And annoying. So what happened? I was sitting there, and suddenly, my mind just went like that. I just completely snapped. I just snapped, and although I wasn't like screaming or just moving around like that, it was mostly in my head. I started hearing a voice just going, no, 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 and it just kept getting louder and louder and louder to the point where I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm actually going to scream, and I don't want to disturb anybody here, so let's find a way to just get out of here. I feel like... But at the same time, I was also thinking, is this what everybody's feel? Is this how everybody's feeling right now? Am I not the only one who's feeling this way? And I just kind of looked around, and everybody was so calm, and they looked so collected. They looked so ready for this whole cram school thing to go on for the next 10 months, and they were just studying their asses off. And here I was having this lonely little panic attack, an anxiety attack, and I was just seeing everybody being so calm just made me panic more, because I felt like I was falling behind, like, in Korea, when it comes to the education system in Korea, and when you're in, like, the top percentage, like me, every single minute, every single second is such a priority for you. You need to use it, you need to utilize it to your fullest extent. Every second is important. Every second makes you feel like you're either falling behind or you're on course. It almost never feels like you're, getting ahead of everybody else, unless you're like a fucking super genius. And if that's the case, fuck you, because you're an asshole. To me, at least. Not to everybody else, just to me. So you can hate me. Don't hate the world. I don't know. Here's the thing, like, this cram school thing, even though I'm going here, and even though I just casually told everybody that I'm going, this place costs my parents slightly over $3,000 every month. Every month. And we're only getting to pay for this whole thing, because family members are lending us money. My aunts, who have been really close to me and with my parents throughout my whole life, and probably before even I was born, they're like paying at least like 16% of the whole thing. But my parents still need to pay at least like $2,500 every month. And with that also in mind, that panic attack just kept getting worse and worse, and I felt so stupid. I felt shitty. I felt every single emotion that I felt after, like, flunking the test that I took before. I felt like I was a disappointment, and I was just going insane. And I just had to come here. I just had to get out of it. And now that I'm slightly calming down, I feel like I know why the whole thing just happened. Well, I have plenty of excuses. That I'll have to admit that. Like most 19-year-olds who are failing in life, I have plenty of excuses for everything. Really. From what I've heard, there's a lot of microdust happening in Seoul, and that might be affecting my health or whatever. It could also be the fact that I've never been this far from my parents ever in my whole life. Like, living... Well, actually, I've been to Canada for about 8 weeks, so that's technically not true. But I think really the main reason the whole panic attack happened is because I was just not prepared for this whole session, this whole cram school thing. Like, I just thought I would just get in, I thought I would just go with the flow, just totally easily, and just go with it, and I'll be studying my ass off just like everybody else, and I thought it was just going to happen naturally, and it did not happen that way. I was not prepared. I was not planning on anything. I just thought it was going to happen, and it didn't. And that was just stupid on my part, like most of my decisions in life. So, tonight, I'm going to do a few things. One, I'm probably going to finish the book that I'm reading. I've been reading Man's Search for Meaning. It's World War II's survival book written by this guy who survived the Holocaust, and it's really good. It's really harrowing at the same time. It's not really the most healthy thing for me to read, but hey, I've heard that it actually helped a lot of people, get over their experiences in war, so it's clearly doing some good for other people. I'm gonna finish this book because I don't really have that much left of it. B, I'm gonna try and start planning my day beforehand. I know that's such a basic thing to do, and for most Korean students, that's probably something that they do every day, but I used to do it. I haven't done it in like 2 years, but I feel like I should start now. Again, at least. And I'm gonna call my mother because she's probably worried as fuck because here I am, a kid who tried to do a lot of dangerous and stupid things, being so far away from home, and having this whole panic attack thing, and she probably heard about it at this point. My teacher probably called her, so yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. Thankfully, I have not died yet. I thought I would, like, progressively, just, like, I thought I was gonna go crazy step by step. I didn't know it was just gonna happen like that, like a fucking highway. I just kind of said it weird right now. I'm not sure if that was the case. Maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it's just in my head. My head. Ugh, okay. We're not going cartoonishly crazy here. I don't want to do that. I want to be the depressed crazy or whatever. Ah, fuck my life. Okay, I'm done. Day 3. This is going to the shitter. Day 4. Thankfully, I'm just a bit more sane than I was yesterday. I kind of got myself together. I put all my ducks in a row, even though yesterday they were all fucked up and drunk and swaying about and almost falling off the cliffs or whatever. I am now somewhat okay. I feel like I can do this. Another problem has occurred, however. So far, and I know it's only been 3 days since I started this cram school thing, but I have not made any friends. Like, any friends. And I thought, you know, I know making friends in new places isn't easy. And it's especially not easy for a person like me who doesn't really enjoy... And I know this sounds like such a hipster thing to say, but I don't enjoy mainstream things like the music I listen to or the movies that I really, really like aren't necessarily the stuff that most kids or people my age listen to. I guess I'm not really a kid. I'm 19, fuck it, I'm still a kid. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life. I'm still a kid. And I don't know. You know, like in my head there was this fantasy scenario of me just going up to this guy and saying, "Hey man, do you want to exchange racial slurs to signify a sense of camaraderie and talk about Radiohead, Bukowski, and Fellini movies?" I thought that might happen. You know, you never know what could happen in life. But then, no, I went there. Nobody is speaking to anybody. Everybody's fucking depressed because we all know that this is gonna go for the next 10 months. We're not gonna have a fucking social life. We're gonna be studying 14 hours a day, and we're just so fucking down about it. And everybody's just not making friends at all, and, like, I'm just one of them. I don't know what to do. I'm not like this social god. I don't go out there and say, "Hey, man, everybody's my friend." No, I'm like, I go outside, I'm like, whoa, this world is just a bit too scary than I thought it was gonna be. And that's really my reaction to the whole thing. So yeah. So far, like, literally, just like the first vlog thingy, these two guys, yeah, they're literally my only friends here. Which is absolutely somewhat disturbing, but definitely absolutely depressing for a 19-year-old guy to be in, situation-wise, obviously. So yeah, I don't have any friends. And all is good with the world. Bye. Yes, this is in fact a Death Grips t-shirt, and unfortunately I wasn't able to make a vlog yesterday, mostly because I'm gonna be way too busy with my studies to do this every day. The fact that I've been able to make this many so far is a fucking miracle, and maybe just a terrible job of being a student on my part. But I want to talk about something here now. Even though I joke most of the time in my reviews about how much of a terrible critic I am, that I'm just totally not worth it. You know, you should watch some better critics who are definitely on YouTube. Why are you even subscribed to a douchebag like me? But even though I say those things, and I'll probably keep saying that stuff, because self-degrading humor is somewhat, it's probably my favorite form of comedy. But even though I say all of those things, I gotta say, I do have a certain pride in being a somewhat good critic when it comes to movies, and it's not like I want to end up being a film critic. It's just a little hobby of mine. I have other things in the works besides studying here, and even though it's still just a hobby, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job for it just being a hobby and not really a profession. However, when I go on YouTube, even though there's like a certain ego inside of me saying, "Hi, I'm totally better than most movie critics on this channel," they just over-summarize the movie and they talk about such vague details, and they just end up giving it a grade that's totally irrelevant. And while I'm sitting here doing analysis of symbolisms and whatnot, even though I think that way, there is one movie critic on YouTube that I can totally admit is way, way, way better than me. Just like totally eons better than me. And she doesn't even have 10,000 subscribers. And yes, I just said she. Her name, or at least her channel's name, is Deep Focus Lens. I think her first name's Maggie. I don't think she ever revealed her last name, but her reviews are insane. And when I say, critics on YouTube, I'm not talking about, say, a channel like What the Flick. That's clearly just, professional film critics talking about movies. There's another category for that, but just, when I'm talking about YouTube movie critics, I'm talking about people who aren't really professional movie critics. They just got on YouTube and they just talked about, my starting's coming back. They just talk about movies. Like Chris Stuckman's kind of like that. But amongst those movie critics, if there's one person that I can totally pick out for being way, way, way better than me, it's Deep Focus Lens. And I will put the URL for her channel in the description box. Here's the thing with her. She mostly reviews the same movies that I kind of review. She reviews the art housey stuff, the classic Golden Age Hollywood movies. But she explains way more. She not only summarizes the plot, but she explains way more. She gets into detail with much more nitty-grittier stuff than me, and she does it in a much shorter time than I ever could with any of these movies. And, admittedly, she edits out the empty blank spaces where she's probably just stuttering or maybe not talking at all, and I'm doing it in a single shot like a total nerd. But even though that's the case, she's doing a way, way, way better job than me. And the only excuse that I have for not being as good as her, and I know this is such a shitty thing to say. It's so shitty, but I'm just gonna say it. I am, admittedly, 8 years younger than her, so technically I do have some time to catch up. And I know that's like some Lily Allen crap, like, oh, I'm younger, therefore I'm better, but that's my only excuse. But seriously, her reviews are insane, and it's really everything that I tried to do and tried to be when it comes to making movie reviews on this goddamn platform. And, I'm sitting here, and I sometimes just go into a comedic tangent and whatnot, and even though it, comes from the heart, man, it does kind of waste the audience's time when it comes to wanting to know about the movie. She never does that. She just gets to the point, and she ends it so gracefully, and I'm always ending it like I clearly don't know what I'm doing, and it hurts. And I feel like admittedly, we're very different people, and our review styles are extremely different. Like, when I watch her reviews, it's like she's reading a written review but somehow she delivers the whole thing so naturally, like to the point where you totally forget that this is like some written review level shit, and I'm here just being a guy speaking in his second language, not knowing what to do, just talking frantically about this thing and that thing and how this might relate to this thing, and then I'll go into the flaws. Like I'll have this system, but with her, there's like this. It's like going through a maze, but by the end, you somehow remember and memorize and totally appreciate the maze or whatever. That's probably the best way to her. She's like a maze that you get through, and by the end of it, somehow you appreciate it. It just happens. So yeah, deep focus lens. Check her out. Because she's way better than me. Like, she's way better than I'll ever be. Which is kind of sad on my part, obviously, because I was defeated by a woman. Obviously, I'm kidding. Shout out to all the women out there, all the women, all of them, including my mom. Shout out to my mom. She totally gave me birth, and she probably kind of regrets it, but I don't know. I'm not her. Bye.